Okay, so in this video I kind of want to go over ideas. So not stuff I have planned, stuff I want. Two different things. So as you can see, this headlight was good. It's in the right place. I checked it at night. It works all fine. Just have to fix this area over here. But in general, the headlight is fine on that side. Need to replicate to that side, which is actually a bit broken, unfortunately, as you can see. But that isn't the main issue. Then there are a few things here, as you can. It's hard to see, but I see it, where this light is sharp, but then it kind of looks like that. Then the washer ones need to be fixed or replaced. Over here, this area is too flat for the shape of the bumper. So that's on the front. Then it's hard to see, but here in the back it's not great. Also, I need to make some wheel arches on both sides of the car. This flat bar was actually meant for my heat exchanger. Then I'm going to build custom headlights, which I will show you in a picture quickly, somewhere maybe in this corner or so. So that's the idea about the front of the car. In general, I like the front. It looks pretty aggressive, but not too aggressive. Which I think suits the car pretty well, especially with these lights, if the lights had a black background. So if we check the wheel arches, I need smaller tires. These tires are really tight. So I either need to make this bigger or I need to get smaller tires. Most likely we'll go for smaller tires. Like those are 45, I might go for 40 or 35 in the front. So I kind of have to check what's available. Which also gives me a little bit more space here in the back. Which allows me to make some wheel arches that go around the wheel. Which should improve aerodynamics, kind of. So yeah, that's kind of something I have to do. Then here on the side, if you look on the original kit, this part goes in, which I don't want anymore. I don't want this either. I want this straight down from here. Sorry. So from here straight down and from here straight up. So that means that this is the widest point and that stays the widest point all the way to the back of the car. And that means that this part will be wider, which means that this whole section to the back of the car is going to be about, I would say, 1.5 centimeters. I don't know what it is in inches, sorry. About 1.5 centimeters, top of my head, it goes wider. So it's not a lot, but it's a little bit, which means that this panel, instead of sitting here, we might point it out a tiny bit if we can. Otherwise we just go with the flow and start from the top here and then flow down till the right space over there. For the back of the car, I'm going to this side to make it easier. So I started with this scope, same as the other side. Nothing wrong with it. It doesn't do much at the moment, but it just looks cool. However, when we starting to remove this section here and make this all flat, one of the things that you might notice is this is already a bit more flat, but this X section will all be flat. So it means we have this. The idea is to make this all flat to the top, right? So this section here will be the widest point. So this wheel arch sits in, but it won't be, it will sit straight, flat. Which makes this the widest point and all the way up. So the car will be this much wider than in the back. So they're about there, I would say. Which is about 4 centimeters, I would say. On each side, the car gets wider than it already is. Which means that this section, the scope, will show less as a scope because this is already so much wider. It literally goes flat. With that side made all the way here, as you can see there, how much wider it is, we're going to change the shape of the back of the car. So, as you can see, this, if you look at the front of the car, it goes wider. Well, don't worry about that, we'll fix that. But it goes wider, 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 and then it goes back in. I will show you the shape here. I don't like that. The idea is that the shape will go from here and then wider, and then instead of in, it goes more out. So there, basically till the end of this piece. And it stays like that. It will stay that all the way to the back of the car. So the car in the back will become even wider than it is right now. It's not a lot, but I don't like those real arches sitting like that. Especially because on the front of the car you don't have that. So I don't think it really flows with the idea that I have. Which will actually comes me to another point, that these are going to be wider as well. Not a lot, just so it flows more to the side of the car. Anyway, with all this made wider, you will be thinking what I'm going to do with this. So this part and these lights will be removed to start with. So the lights, these lights, well, the housings of the lights will be removed. I will be reusing these. The bumper of the car will be removed as well. I'm going to show you the idea what I'm going to do in the back of the car. But before I do that, let me show the idea about this. So the bonnet, or the engine lid, as you can see, it goes in like there and goes in like there, which would work fine with these lights. However, with these lights removed, it needs to become flat. So the idea is that this height from here will be staying all the way to the other side. So that's how the new height is going to sit. The new height will be of the engine lid will be exactly the same with there. Then these pieces over here won't be part, well, at least the idea is that this won't be part of the engine lid anymore. So this to there and that will all be part of the body, not part of the engine lid and part of the body. So this will all be one piece. Same with the other side. And with all this higher up, these vents need to change. The vents I want are either transparent, so I can see the engine, but if you look in, you don't really see the engine anyway. So I'm a bit debating if I should make transparent vents or not. Otherwise, I will be making vents somewhere. So it will be somewhere like there, and then somewhere there, and then here. The spoiler will be removed as well, by the way, in case you wonder. I don't have to draw it, but that's kind of how you get. So you have two vents there, really aggressive, and there will be 3 in total is the idea. Then the spoiler, as it sits now, I want it coming out of the bumper and then up. So instead of sitting here, I want it behind the car, but not too far behind the car. So it kind of will be chassis mount, and it has to come coming out of the bumper and then up, and then it sits behind the car, but still mounted to the frame on that side. So let me show you here. So I will make a video, but I will put a picture on top of it, so for the audio recording, so you can get the idea kind of what I meant. So this is a Noble M600 rear bumper. And that's the bumper I want to put on this car. It doesn't exist for this car, so we're going to make it. That's why we need the back of the car flat instead of in a curve. And the lights that I have right now will work with this bumper. However, there's a bit difference I don't and do want on this bumper compared to its original. So in this picture you can see diffuser. That diffuser has to go and sit under the Noble bumper. So it is part of the diffuser I want with this valve side kit, and then it will be the top part of the Noble. So you kind of have both, if you get what I mean, and it should all flow together. Then for the interior of the car, it currently looks like this, and then the cage. So these seats will be replaced with OMP seats and seat belts and harness, etc. I'm just debating to go back to the Lotus interior I had before, but keep this. So I need to make this work with the new Lotus interior, which works anyway. There's no problem there. But last time I had problems getting the vents to work because the Lotus vents are in the door, in the doors. So something to configure, because there need to be some kind of hose from here to here, which is really hard to do actually. So I either going to make the vents here on the Lotus dash same as before, same as the MR2 or the newer Lotus, or finding a way to make it work in the door panels. I'm not 100% sure about that yet. Same with the center console or the mid console, whatever you want to call it. That's the MR2 one, and for the Lotus one I might have to make a custom one, which I was going to do anyway. And then I need to make the custom door panels to get that working on the Lotus interior. But I did really like the Lotus Evora interior, so I'm actually thinking of going back to it. Not now, by the way. I will be way after. Mirror wise, most likely they will stay the same. I really like these mirrors. They are nice and simple, and they are manual, which has benefits and disadvantages, but I like them, so I kind of want to keep them. Same with the wheels. The wheels are nice and simple, and I really like them. I don't think I'm going to change them at all. It just suits the car, so that works for me. Only the tire in the front. Then the splitter in the front, and the tray, which basically, as you can see, it makes it all nice and flat. I'm going to keep this. I might change to aluminium later, but that's something to change anyway. But yeah, I need some view arches just to make it nice. Not sure what I'm going to do with this, except make it wider, but I don't know if I'm going to keep this or make it more so it sits kind of all the way to where the door is, so there, and then it goes out like that. So that's something to consider. These gaps need a lot closer. Same as I have on this side actually. You can see there's almost no gap on that side, and there's almost no, well, over here, but there's almost no gap there. So the idea is to do the same with this and the other side as well. So there's almost no gap, which I can show you. So you can see here where there's a big gap. And this side I fixed already, which you can see there's almost no gap. However, this doesn't matter because this part will be part of the bumper anyway. So that's kind of the idea so far. So not now, not over the winter, but I'm saving up to get that done and save up to get it resprayed, which obviously I'm not going to tell you what color. The other thing is, with this car or wider, the spoiler need to be get wider. So I like this spoiler. I get a lot of questions: where did I get this spoiler? Where did I buy it, etc. Which makes me want to keep it. So most likely what I'm going to do is make the spoiler wider to about there or so. So that's about 25 centimeters wider on each side, which compared to what it is now. So that's quite a bit wider actually. But it will work with the car in the end, and then with the custom thingy going out the back will be amazing. New soft top as well, and then the other thing is, will we making all this? I'm thinking of a hard top, not your average hard top. I'm going to buy, whenever I get the money, a normal hard top which sits exactly like this. However, I want a Targa. Oh, not Targa. I want a fastback.
So the idea is to make the hard top from this area, and then kind of like flat, well, kind of like a bend like that, till wherever the bonnet ends. Same on the other side, and then make the engine lid part of the hardtop. So when you open the lid, you open the whole thing. It's hard to explain, but I will make some drawings whenever I got a chance to do so. But yeah, that's the idea. Let me know if you have any other idea about the car, and let me know what you think about what I've said so far. If you just comment and let me know.